Hello, this is Mr. Tomlinson, and we're going to make example 7 and example 8 again. First it says, given f of x is equal to 2x minus 1, and g of x is equal to the cube root of x plus 1 over 2, sketch the graph to determine if they're inverses, and if they are, or if they seem to be, let's verify it algebraically. So I used Desmos and I sketched the graph, and if you graph the line y equals x, if I graph the line y equals x along this line here, you can see pretty clearly that it appears that this cube root function, the blue, and the red 2x cubed minus 1 are inverses of each other, that they do indeed reflect across the line y equals x. Okay, so now we're going to verify f of g of x is equal to x, and g of f of x is equal to x. I'm going to do one of them. I'll ask you to do the other one, but I'll do f of g of x, and we'll take. So f of g of x should equal 2 times the cube root of x plus 1 over 2 cubed minus 1. So now we're going to cube this, what's in here, and we're going to get, that's going to equal 2 times x plus 1 over 2. Okay, minus 1. Well, the 2's will cancel, so you're left with x plus 1 minus 1, which indeed equals x. Okay, I'll leave the g of f of x to you. You can do this by plugging in g into that x term. Okay, so we'll go to number 8. Now, this one is f of x equals x squared. Sketch a graph of the inverse of x. Well, if I was to sketch just based on, the graph itself, then I would be here, here, and here. And then here at 4, I would be at 2, and then negative 2, and I'd be left with this sort of parabola sideways that looks like this. Okay, so at the end of the day, this does have an inverse, but we have to restrict the domain to do this. So what we'll end up doing is restricting to x is greater than 0, for example. So if I restrict this inverse to be x is greater than 0, then what I would end up doing is just getting the positive root here, okay? So my range would be y's are greater than 0. So my inverse would be this. Let me erase this here. Right? It'd be like this. So the inverse is the square root function, which is y equals the square root of x. Now, that's only in the positive side. So you will see somebody ask you to declare an inverse of a function, but with some sort of restriction on it. You apply that restriction. In this case, I would be applying all the x's greater than 0. What does that mean? All of these values here are going to be inversed, because once I get past this point, I'm going to start repeating x values here when I flip it. So I can't do that. So I have to restrict the domain to be x is greater than 0 or equal to 0. That'll allow me to just get this side of the parabola. And that's it.